Donald Trump saying, look, let's do the basic work of investigating wrongdoing is a totally reasonable thing for him to do. And frankly, the Biden administration has done far worse. So if you think that what Donald Trump is proposing is a threat to democracy, isn't what Biden has already done a massive threat to our system of law and government?
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. If you are meeting me for the first time, my name is Clevy, and it is so nice to meet you. You guys, we are here with another video, and you guys, this is titled J.D. Vance Defends Trump's Call to Investigate Biden's Family. If that doesn't interest you, let's dive right into this.
I will appoint a real special prosecutor to go after the most corrupt president in the history of the United States of America, Joe Biden, and the entire Biden crime family.
Senator, if former President Trump were to win, if you were to be his vice president, would you support him appointing a special prosecutor to go after his political enemies, the Bidens?
Joe Biden appointed the Attorney General, Merrick Garland, who, of course, answers to Joe Biden, can be fired by Joe Biden. So the idea that the Biden administration has nothing to do with the appointment of the special prosecutor, I think, completely betrays a misunderstanding of how our system of government actually works. And of course, Kristen, we have to make this point, Kristen, that the prosecution of Donald Trump in New York, which I think now is fundamentally been thrown in doubt by this immunity case, it was one of the main guys was a Department of Justice official in the Biden administration who jumped ship to join a local prosecutor's office to go after Donald Trump.
And yet the DOJ
if that
told
doesn't make you question the legitimacy of the prosecution, that's a problem.
Well, Senator, that happens all the time. People are appointed from Washington, but the DOJ told Congress, testified this week
Kristen,
that it reviewed
it happens.
Hold on, Senator,
are you really saying, Kristen,
Senator,
it happens all
then
the
I'll
time?
let you finish. Hold on.
The number.
Let me just finish this. The DOJ told Congress this week it reviewed all communications since Biden took office and found no contact between federal prosecutors and those involved with that case in New York. Can you stick to the substance of the question, though? Let me just ask, because I just want to stick with this line of theory that you are laying out, which is you are saying it's not okay for Joe Biden to weaponize the Justice Department. If it's not okay for Joe Biden to weaponize the Justice Department, as you say, which there's no evidence of that, why is it okay for Donald Trump to do that?
Well, Kristen, first of all, you said that it happens all the time, that the number 3 person in the Department of Justice jumps ship to join a local prosecutor's office to go after the president's political opponent. I don't think that's ever happened in the history of American democracy, and I don't think that we should legitimize it. Now, if Donald Trump's attorney general had his number 2 or his number 3 jump ship to a local prosecutor's office in Ohio or Wisconsin, and that person then went after Donald Trump's political opposition, that's a different conversation.
Senator,
all he's suggesting is that we should investigate credible arguments of wrongdoing. That's all that Donald Trump is saying. That is not a threat to democracy. That's merely reinforcing our system of law and government.
Bottom line, you are okay with Donald Trump appointing a special prosecutor to go after his political enemies, which would include Joe Biden. You're just, to button that up, it sounds like you're saying yes. Let me move on, though, to my next question. I want to talk to you about the Heritage Foundation. It's a conservative think tank in Washington. It shapes the agenda they would like to see in a Trump second term. The president said this after the Supreme Court's ruling this week. Take a look.
We're in the process of taking this country back. No one in the audience should be despairing. No one should be discouraged. We ought to be really encouraged by what happened yesterday. We are in the process of the Second American Revolution, which will remain bloodless if the left allows it to be.
Do you support those calls for a revolution, and would political violence ever be justified?
Which is which?
Well, of course, political violence is never justified, Kristen. You'll have to ask the president of the Heritage Foundation to defend his remarks if you'd like to do that. I will say, look, the Heritage Foundation does a lot of good work. It does a lot of things that I disagree with, a lot of things that I agree with. But the Heritage Foundation is a nonprofit organization that works on public policy, and I think it's an important part of how D.C. functions and operates. We'll continue to have important conversations in the Republican Party with a whole host of think tanks from the right and from the left as we craft public policy. That's the way the city works. And again, I'm not going to be the person who serves as the spokesperson for the Heritage Foundation. I don't have any affiliation.
Sounds like you're distancing yourself from those comments that talk of political violence.
Look, Kristen, I certainly don't think political violence is justified. That's certainly actually not what I think that Kevin Roberts was saying to begin with. But again, have him on your program to defend what he said, and I think that's the best thing to do.
She wasn't listening. She was just waiting to interrupt. She was just waiting to interrupt. She wasn't listening at all. She was just waiting to interrupt. You guys, let's also deviate a little from what is happening now. Since we're talking about Biden's family, you guys know already. I mean, we all know that he has dropped out from the race, right? From the 2024 presidential race. He has dropped out of it and he has endorsed, his VP as presidential nominee. What's your thought on that? What do you think? Oh my God, I just remembered something. He would have asked her that when did Trump weaponize the judicial system? Oh, if I was there, I would have, if she interviewed me, I would have asked her that question. When did Trump weaponize the judicial system? When? Let us know. We are all ears. Well, since you really want to say something, since you really want to interrupt, well, I bet she wouldn't have anything to say. I bet she wouldn't. He's dropped out. Biden has dropped out now and he handed over, endorsed Kamala Harris. And I'm like, what do you think? I feel like that's the last card in their book to play, honestly. I feel like that's really the last card because they're going to be playing this with a lot of sentiment. They're going to come from the angle of, the United States have never had, any female president before. And so they're going to come from the angle. They also going to come from, color, skin color, ethnicity, they're going to come from there. It's and with 2024 being that era of feminism, wokeness, they're gonna try to buy, oh my God, into their own values that okay, this is time to come together and make one of your own a president. It's a lot of sentiment. It's not really gonna be an easy win for Trump, but it will be a win. That's what I think, anyways, you guys. Is this already your VP? And I'm thinking, who will Kamala Harris, choose as a VP, as a running mate? Yeah. But you guys, is JD Vance already your VP? Is he already your VP? Because this is a capable VP. He's a capable running mate. I'm thinking. The other day I was thinking with a friend. I was like, who did you think he would have chosen? Trump would have chosen as his running mate? Who did you think would have, really did stand a chance? I love how I watch his interviews and oh my God, I love the way he answers questions. I love his values and I love the things he raises. And I'm like, okay, sir, okay, we hear you, all right. But you guys, 4 months to who's having your vote? 4 months to the big day. Who's having your vote? Anyways, you guys, that would be it. What do you think about this? What do you think about this interview? Oh my God. And what do you think about the situation happening right now? And yeah, I'll see you in the comment section. Bye, guys.